The Mormon vote this election, long considered a safe bet for Republicans, but when it comes to Donald Trump, many are conflicted.
I think he has kind of sabotaged the Republican Party.
Trump is a turnoff to many Latter-day Saints who vote for character, honesty, and compassion.
Someone who has integrity and has a strong moral compass.
Does Donald Trump have that integrity and strong moral compass?
Not particularly.
So what will win out on Election Day?
I don't think that he does necessarily share all my values, but I feel like he's a stronger leader.
How worried should Republicans be of an LDS backlash? We traveled to the church's home base of Utah to find out. Celebrating homecoming at Brigham Young University, where faith and academics go hand in hand. Founded by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, nicknamed the Mormons, BYU is the crown jewel of its education system. The church's influential headquarters, about an hour's drive from campus. And while its leadership strives to stay politically neutral to its 7 million members living in the U.S., its fast-growing denomination may be among the last of the Christian right, resisting Donald Trump. What do you look for in a candidate?
I look for someone that's Christ-like and is a good person.
Definitely tend to be a little bit less dogmatic in our approach to politics. At least I hope so. I like to see it that way. Yeah, probably a little less MAGA for sure.
Mormon voters or LDS voters are the most likely to say they don't have a political home.
BYU sociology professor Jacob Rue has studied Mormon voting patterns for decades. He describes LDS voters as more compassionate conservatives where character is on the ballot, and found roughly 12% of Mormon voters are voting against the MAGA brand, and says that number keeps growing.
And absolutely, LDS voters care deeply about the Constitution. They believe the Constitution was inspired of God.
So the January 6th event really resonates with them.
Absolutely. I believe, and I've argued, and I've shown data that January 6th is a breaking point for LDS voters.
That includes high-profile Mormon and outgoing Utah Senator Mitt Romney, one of the few Republicans who voted to impeach Trump for inciting the insurrection.
Yeah, I made it very clear that I don't want Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States.
Romney introduced much of America to the Mormon faith during his 2012 presidential run, and the religion has since gone mainstream through pop culture reality shows.
It's a group of Mormon moms making TikToks
and Broadway musicals. Now, this time around, their political clout is in the spotlight too. Utah is considered the last ruby red state west of the Rockies, and its large number of Mormon voters have long been a reliable Republican voting bloc, not just here, but in neighboring swing states of Arizona and Nevada. And those two razor-thin battlegrounds are where the Mormon vote could tilt the outcome. Some 400,000 living in Arizona, some 200,000 in Nevada. And that's why both campaigns are aggressively courting LDS voters to help them win.
If we could pick up an extra point or 2 points, and the Latter-day Saints are going to have a lot to do with it.
And I know Donald Trump's second term would be all about himself.
The Harris campaign is running ads in Arizona, featuring the Republican and LDS mayor of Mesa.
I'm a lifelong Republican, but I've always put country over party.
That messaging resonates with the Watsons.
You're Republican.
Born and raised.
Except this election,
Not a Republican.
My faith is a faith of kindness and lack of division and acceptance. And so when I hear a political person encourage division, encourage kind of a team sport mentality, it really bothers me.
Mormons believe in eternal families, tight-knit communities, and tolerance. So it was notable at its recent biannual General Conference, considered the LDS State of the Union, church leaders urged civility in the heat of election season.
Let us avoid what is harsh and hateful. Sharp differences on issues of public policy often result in actions of hostility, even hatred.
Their message, avoid contention and be peacemakers in their communities, ahead of a looming election stirring division among the flock.
I lean more conservative.
And Trump passes the character test?
Well, again, does Trump pass a character test? No, he doesn't. But will he push for the policies that I believe in? Yes, he will.
I think there certainly has been some people drift away. The whole episode of the Capitol 4 years ago was eye-opening for a lot of people, and I think people looked at him in a different way after. They should look at him in a different way after that because of what he's capable of doing.
Republican strategist Corey Norman admits Trump can be a tough sell with some LDS voters, but insists many align with his key policies, from protecting religious liberties to Trump's pro-life agenda.
When we do polling, we hear about border, we hear about China, and those are the things that people, I think, are really focused on. You know, if people were worried about character and those kinds of things, you know, it's with Trump, you sort of know what you're getting, and so there's no surprises this election.
So winning the Mormon vote could be pivotal in November. A faith typically known to lean right may now be up in the air.